Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing all very well. Before I get into this video, I want you to grab a little drink, grab a little snack. You deserve to take a little break, especially when life gets hectic. I feel like it is super important to take the time out of your day to be intentional with yourself. I want you to relax to this video. I want you to take these minutes for yourself and just chill. Okay? You deserve it. I hope that this video is calming for you and that you can just forget all the things that you have been maybe stressing about or worrying about. No time for that now. Today I wanted to do a little video on a new drugstore product that I am pretty excited about. I had seen on Catrice's Instagram that they had launched a cream bronzer, and the only other cream bronzer from the drugstore, or like in general, I have ever used is the e.l.f. Putty bronzer, which I no longer have. I also don't have any of the blushes anymore, simply because they I don't want to say they expired. I probably could have used them, but I'm very particular with creams. I just don't like the thought of keeping creams for too long, which is why I prefer to buy powder products, because I can keep it for a longer period of time. So I decluttered those products from my collection, and even though I still stand by the fact that I love them, I thought they were amazing, I wanted to try something new. I picked up the bronzer, and alongside of that I also wanted a cream blush, so I picked up their Cheek Flirt cream blush. So we'll talk about these today. I'll let you know if they are worth picking up. So if you want to know more about these, then just keep watching. I'm going to start with the bronzer because this is also like the first thing I would use. Like, I use bronzer always before I use blush. This is the Catrice Melted Sun Cream Bronzer, and I have the shade 020. In store they had one darker shade as well, and since this is 020, I would assume they have one lighter shade too. It looks pretty dark, but I am wearing it right now on my skin and it doesn't look like this, obviously. I was scared that it was going to be too pigmented, that I wasn't able to blend it out, but this formula has a buildable coverage and you can melt this into the skin so seamlessly. I feel like it just does not look crazy at all. The application was super easy. I'll insert some clips for you to see. I used my usual BH Studio Pro No. 3 brush. This has such a great size. I always talked about this brush in combination with the e.l.f. Putty bronzer because it was the perfect size to fit into the little pot. And I basically just go in with my brush like this. I don't swirl it because then it's just too much product. You can obviously do that if you like a very bronze look, but I enjoy to just stamp it into the product very lightly and build as I go back in, apply, and that's just usually how I apply any product. I like to go in with a couple of layers to get the desired effect before I have super bronzed cheeks. It was very easy to pick it up with a brush, blend it onto the skin. I stamped it onto my skin, also blended it, windshield wipers on my forehead, and I felt like this product was so easy to blend out. I had a great time applying this. It was very nice. That is what I always look for in cream products, is I want them to blend out easily. So this bronzer, I had no issue at all and I really enjoyed it. The formula, it's buildable, it blends out very easily, but it doesn't have like a powdery kind of finish like, let's say, the e.l.f. Putty bronzer has. This is just like, I would say, a cream bronzer with a natural finish. It's not that it's a super emollient product. It just has a natural finish to it, but you can easily just set it with a little bit of translucent powder if you're going to use powder anyways. So I don't think that that's an issue for me personally. Now for ingredient, I want to mention very quickly that I almost didn't buy it because I saw that it had shea butter in it. And I've mentioned on my channel before that if you struggle with fungal acne, which are very annoying little bumps on your forehead, that shea butter can make matters worse. I've read online and I have heard, but don't quote me, I'm not a dermatologist, I have heard that fungal acne likes to eat shea butter. So shea butter can kind of feed the fungus to get more and it could spread. So when I was a teenager, I did have what I think was fungal acne. I have stayed away from shea butter ever since, but I'm not a teenager anymore. So I thought, I'm gonna just try it out. I hope I don't get anything. And for now, I haven't had any problems. Like, I didn't get any bumps on my forehead. On my cheeks, I never get anything, but for now, my forehead is looking fine. But if you know that you struggle with fungal acne, I would say skip this bronzer. And the last thing that I really like about it is the price tag. It's just $5, which I think is such a great deal for a cream bronzer. Obviously, it is a drugstore cream bronzer, so it's not going to be that expensive. Well, actually, nowadays, some drugstore price tags are so high, so it's nice to see a cream bronzer for under $10. Then for the blush, the Cheek Flirt Face Stick 020 Techno Pink. They have 3 shades. One is a peachy color, they have this pink one, and they also have a more rosy toned natural kind of shade. But I wanted something cool toned because I know it'll always match my skin tone the best since I have fair skin with a cool undertone. So I went with Techno Pink, and I just love how a cream blush in a pink color looks on the cheeks. It's just so pretty. Wearing it also right now, and I do have to say this formula is a lot different. I have read online that people find this formula quite difficult to blend out, and I wouldn't say it's impossible. Obviously, I don't have clown cheeks right now, so you are able to blend it out, but I would recommend you to use your fingers because the warmth will help blend the product out more than I guess a brush could. This is very pigmented, and since it isn't the creamiest cream product, you have to take a little bit and start to blend it out, because if you go in with too much, you'll be sitting there blending this out quite a lot. But on the other hand, I feel like it lasts a long time because it just doesn't move around that much, and since it is very pigmented, I think this is a very nice long-lasting cream blush. Yes, it is maybe not the most fuss-free product to apply, but in turn it stays put pretty well for a natural finish cream product. This one also doesn't have like a powder finish. It just stays kind of glowy. It has that natural luminosity to it. I did still enjoy this blush. I just have to agree that you have to work a little bit more to make this, I don't want to say make this work. You can absolutely make this work, but it just takes a little bit longer to apply and blend out than, let's say, the bronzer. I feel like the bronzer is very easy to use, and I feel like even a makeup beginner, if you have the right brush, you just stamp it on. It's very easy. With the blush, you will have to have a lighter hand. I'm going to give you a quick swatch of each of these products. So here we have the bronzer. I just went in with my finger into the pan, and then I just did the swatch. Nothing is blended out. Then we have the blush right of the bullet, swatched like that. You can see it literally looks like a pigmented cream lipstick, so you would have to be careful. And this is still the blush, but I went in with my finger on the bullet itself and then applied it like this, also not blended out, but that is where you can really see how pigmented this blush is. This is a bronzer blended out a little bit more. It definitely has more of a matte finish. Like, it's not a matte cream bronzer, that's not what I'm trying to say, but you can definitely feel a lot more of a smoothness, more matteness with the bronzer than with the blush. The blush feels a lot more sticky, waxy, more heavy duty, so you can't compare these formulas at all. But I'm glad that the bronzer is the formula that it is and not like the blush, because then you would have a pretty hard time, I feel like, to blend it onto such a wide area on your face. The blush is just like the bronzer, $5. So for $10, you can get a pretty solid cream routine in terms of bronzer and blush. If I can give you a little recommendation as to cream highlighter, it is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop highlighter. That highlighter, it's so natural, it doesn't really dry down, it stays kind of sticky, but it is the most glass skin looking product ever. If you're into K-beauty, I love the Hints stick highlighter. It is very similar to the e.l.f. one, just depends on how much you want to spend and what is more accessible to you. That concludes today's video. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I really hope that I'll see you in my next video. And until then, please take care. Bye!